Good evening, Belize. It's Tuesday night, and you're tuned in to News 5 Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. Here's what we're following tonight. New surveillance footage out of Keycocker is shedding light on the deadly brawl that claimed the life of 19-year-old Kevin DePaz. The video now shows DePaz as the aggressor in the early morning altercation. In court news, a convicted sex offender is denied bail after being accused of attempting to rape an 11-year-old girl during a violent home invasion. On the labor front, the Belize National Teachers Union has voted yes to the government's latest salary proposal. But over at KHMH, workers are still locked in a standoff over pension issues. And down south, we take you to the front lines of marine conservation, where protecting Belize's waters is more urgent than ever. Those stories and more are coming up after the break. Stay with us.
Belize is blessed with incredible beauty, from our lush rainforests to our crystal clear seas. But this beauty is under threat. Plastic pollution is choking our oceans, harming our wildlife, and putting our communities at risk. This World Environment Day, let's stand together to beat plastic pollution. No to single-use plastics. Choose sustainable options. Support businesses that care. Together, we can keep Belize clean, green, and plastic-free. Let's do this for us and for the future.
Welcome back. Tonight, there are still more questions than answers surrounding the tragic death of 19-year-old Kevin DePaz, who lost his life early Monday morning in Keycocker. What began as a street brawl has now turned into a deeply troubling case involving off-duty police officers, multiple stab wounds, and a grieving family demanding justice. According to police, DePaz was part of a group involved in a violent altercation on Luciano Reyes Street. Surveillance footage shows the officers stepping in after witnessing a man being knocked unconscious. But what happened next has sparked outrage. 5 people were stabbed, including DePaz, who later died from his injuries. The officers claim they acted in self-defense, but the DePaz family isn't convinced. They've now sought legal representation, determined to uncover the full story behind their son's death. News 5's Brittany Gordon has been following the case closely and brings us the latest from Keycocker.
19-year-old Kevin DePaz, who was home for a short visit from the U.S., was killed during a violent brawl around 2:30 a.m., a visit that heartbreakingly became his last. Now, 2 off-duty police officers are under investigation for his death. They say they stepped in to stop an attack on another man, but things escalated when they were allegedly assaulted by men arriving on a golf cart. Surveillance footage from a nearby fast food spot shows DePaz striking one of the men, painting him as the initial aggressor. But what happened next off camera is where the fatal injuries occurred. Assistant Superintendent of Police Stacey Smith says that the incident is under review.
As I stated, it's an investigation that the police is interested in thoroughly investigating. Certainly when it is incidents that involve police officers, there's a higher level of scrutiny, and there's certainly an onus on the department to ensure that a thorough investigation is conducted to dispel any suggestions of cover-up or anything in that nature.
The Commissioner of Police, Dr. Richard Rosado, has assured the public that a full and thorough investigation is underway. But for the DePaz family, the footage raises more questions than answers.
First of all, I want to give my condolences to the family of Kevin DePaz, and I want to assure them that the department will deploy and has deployed all investigative resources to ensure a thorough investigation is being carried out.
DePaz was a familiar face on the island, and his death triggered a wave of backlash from the community. His family plans to take legal action, maintaining that Kevin was not involved in any lawless activity. While he was seen on social media posing with guns, he was not known by the community for aggressive behavior. Chair of Key Caucus, Selene Villanueva, says that his presence will be missed.
Key Caucus is a very small community. We all know each other. And it's just so unfortunate that this incident had to happen. We're a closely knit community, and when it hits one family, it hits everybody.
Police Commissioner Dr. Richard Rosado confirmed that both sides in the Key Caucus altercation were armed with knives, and 5 people, including 2 officers, were stabbed. However, it's still unclear if Kevin DePaz was one of those carrying a weapon. While the investigation continues, both officers have been placed on administrative leave.
The investigation is still at its early stage, but I can confirm that the 2 police officers have been placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of the criminal and internal investigation.
Is that administrative leave with pay?
They have been placed on administrative leave according to the policy of the department.
On Monday night, the island of Key Caucus came together in a moment of quiet reflection. A candlelight vigil was held in memory of 19-year-old Kevin DePaz, a young man whose life was cut short far too soon. Friends, family, and community members gathered to honor his memory and offer support to his grieving loved ones. According to Village Chair Selene Villanueva, the violent incident that led to Kevin's death came as a shock to the entire community, one that hit even harder when news broke that he hadn't survived. It was a night filled with emotion, remembrance, and a call for answers.
I believe it was about maybe 3:30 thereabout when I got a phone call from the nurse notifying me of an incident. It's been a long month, and I think I was more asleep than awake, and I was, a little more than shocked of the news. I can remember saying to her, nurse, just activate your emergency plan, and if there's anything else you need, let me know how I can assist.
The 2 officers involved allege they acted in self-defense, and police are now awaiting directives from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
All other injured parties are reportedly in stable condition. The island of Key Caucus remains shaken and searching for answers following the tragic death of 19-year-old Kevin DePaz. What began as a late-night brawl has now escalated into a community-wide uproar, one that involves 2 off-duty police officers and a young man who never made it home. Police say the officers stepped in to stop an attack on another individual, but the situation quickly spiraled when knives were drawn. DePaz was fatally stabbed during the altercation, and now emotions are running high. In the aftermath, some officers have taken to social media expressing fear and frustrations, saying they're hesitant to intervene in off-duty incidents due to public backlash and personal risk. So what exactly is the protocol when an off-duty officer witnesses a crime? We put that question to the Commissioner of Police, Dr. Richard Rosado.
We've seen some other, another officer come forward and state that in situations like these, when an officer is off duty and out of uniform, they feel hesitant to get involved in certain situations because of the potential backlash that comes with them intervening. Do you think that officers have a responsibility to intervene in situations like these when they are off duty? Is it not their mandate to serve and protect at all times?
In accordance with the Police Act, Chapter 138 of Belize, all police officers, whether they are on active duty or not, are deemed to be on duty. So if an offense is being committed in their view, by law, they must act.
A man with a troubling history of sex offenses is back behind bars after being accused of a violent home invasion on Belize City's south side. 31-year-old Leon Darrell Lamb is accused of breaking into a home, assaulting two elderly grandparents, and attempting to rape their 11-year-old granddaughter. He was caught during the attack, but not before allegedly injuring all three victims. Lamb appeared in court yesterday, but his arraignment was delayed to clarify his previous bail conditions. This morning, he pleaded not guilty to 4 charges, including burglary with intent to rape and wounding. The prosecutor strongly objected to bail, pointing out that Lamb is already facing 2 other sex-related cases, one in the High Court and another in the Magistrates Court. He was previously granted bail under strict conditions, including a nightly curfew and mandatory police check-ins, which he reportedly violated. The court also heard that Lamb has 6 prior sex-related charges and 1 conviction. The prosecutor argued that he poses a serious threat to public safety and could reoffend if released. Lamb told the court the charges are just allegations and asked for leniency, saying he had only been out of prison for 2 months and was trying to rebuild his life. But the chief magistrate wasn't convinced. She denied bail, citing his failure to follow previous conditions and the serious nature of the new charges. Lamb was remanded to the Belize Central Prison until October 31st, 2025. He can still apply for bail through the High Court. Coming up, teachers say yes to raise, but the fight isn't over. More when we return.
Dengue and Zika alert. Do your part by preventing mosquito breeding. The Ministry of Health reminds the public that as we enter the rainy season, be aware of the dangers of dengue, chikungunya, and Zika. These are infectious diseases that are transmitted by the bite of Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus mosquitoes. These mosquitoes are most active in early morning and late afternoon. Activities that should be done to prevent dengue and Zika include: avoid having containers that can collect water in your yard. Cover water storage containers such as drums. Change the water in flower pots every 4 or 5 days. These are ideal breeding sites for the mosquito. With the elimination of breeding sites in and around the yard, dengue and Zika can be avoided. Dengue and Zika begin with sudden onset of high fever. Other signs and symptoms include rash, joint pain, eye pain. The public is also encouraged to use mosquito repellent spray or lotion on the body or clothing. Do your part by preventing mosquito breeding. A health and wellness message from your Ministry of Health.
Angela's press celebrating, please. 140 years, so come on, enjoy all the great deals. Back to school, the best quality for less. From June 16th to August 30th, enjoy great deals you won't forget. So many years of serving the people of Belize. Yes, that's it's Angela's Press. Cause we going back to school from June 16 to August 30th. Back to school. Win cash on every Tuesday. Back to 10% off on every Tuesday. So when them ask, just tell them that we going back to school. With an office makeover and 1,000 cash. Back to school, scratch and win. Everybody just come in. Going back to school. It's Angela's Press anniversary. Everybody come, enjoy great deals. From June 16th to August 30th. Enjoy great deals. It's Angela's Press 140th anniversary. Come out, come in and enjoy great deals. Cause we going back to school from June 16th to August 30th. Back to school, come win cash every Tuesday. We back to school, 10% off on every Tuesday. So when them ask, just tell them that we're going back to school.
Are you ready for KTV The Remix Season 7? The stage is set, the lights are on, and the voices are coming back stronger than ever. KTV The Remix Season 7 returns on July 1st, and it's going to be bigger, bolder, and more electrifying. New voices, new talent, fame, iconic showdown. Who will rise? Who will remix? Who will rule the stage? Tuesday, July 1st, the comeback begins. KTV The Remix Season 7, where talent takes the mic.
This is where blue innovation meets green ambition and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Carib in San Pedro. This is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025. Bridging markets, building resilience. September 3rd to 5th, Sunset Carib, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Corozal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
Quality Poultry Products is celebrating its 50th anniversary with a motorcade through the principal streets of San Ignacio on July 5th starting at 10 a.m. Bring out the family and wave at our motorcade. There will be free goodies, promotional giveaways, and great music all along the route. We move off from our San Ignacio branch, turning onto Joseph Andrew Drive, down Benque Viejo Road, exiting the roundabout onto George Price Highway. Then right onto Ramirez Drive, right at Crenshaw Street, left at Park Street, right at Collins Boulevard, right onto Bullet Tree Road, turning onto Burns Avenue, crossing over the Hawksworth Bridge, next onto George Price Highway, the roundabout, exit at La Loma Luz Boulevard, making our return back to our San Ignacio branch. So, bring out your family and join the celebration. Quality Poultry Products, celebrating 50 years of serving Belize.
Classroom concerns lead tonight's headlines. After weeks of anticipation and negotiation, the Belize National Teachers Union has made its move. They've officially joined two of their sister unions in saying yes to the government's latest salary adjustment proposal. Now here's where it gets interesting. While 75% of BNTU members voted in favor of the deal, which includes an 8.5% salary bump over the next 2 years, this wasn't just about pay. The union also took a second vote. and nearly 87% of teachers said they're not done fighting. They're still ready to take industrial action, not for salaries this time, but for bigger systematic changes like income tax reform and anti-corruption measures. So what does this mean for the months ahead? And how is the public reacting? Well, it's a mixed bag. Some are applauding the union's persistence, while others worry about the impact of continued unrest. BNTU President Nadia Kaliz had this to say about the road ahead.
The decision of the 4.5 and the 4 is up to the membership of the unions. That is key. And if they accept that, then you don't hate them for it. You don't go against them for that if they accept that. Because there are other issues on hand that we have to address to the CBA that we need to begin like yesterday to deal with. For me, my teachers are talking about class size. Those allowances that they're getting is nothing. All right, and we're talking about tax reform, all of those things. Those things are very important, and we need to get to the table to address those things. So I don't want to, sorry, I'm going to Creole. I don't want the public think that when my membership decides what they want, and then they say, oh, nobody said, oh, there are too many issues to address, and we have to address them.
Just before the Belize National Teachers Union cast their votes on the government's latest salary proposal, there was a key meeting behind closed doors. The BNTU executives sat down with Education Minister Oscar Requena, and it wasn't just talk. The two sides reached an agreement to form a national working group aimed at tackling some long-standing issues in the education system. We're talking about everything from allowances for heads of departments to updating teacher licensing requirements and even hiring more school counselors. The ministry also reaffirmed its commitment to compensating teachers for extra hours and processing long overdue increments and allowances. And in a move that's getting some applause, they're sticking with their promise to offer tuition scholarships for in-service teachers in high-priority areas. It's a sign that dialogue is back on the table, and both sides say they're ready to work together to improve education in Belize. A joint stakeholders meeting is already being proposed for the end of July. There's a pause in the pressure at Belize's flagship hospital. The Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital Workers Union has officially called off its industrial action, at least for now. This comes after hospital management escalated the situation last week by declaring a trade dispute and calling in the Ministry of Labor. As we've been reporting, KHMH CEO Chandra Cancino reached out to Minister Florencio Marin Jr., invoking the Settlement of Disputes in Essential Services Act. But Union President Andrew Baird says that move was premature and claims proper procedures weren't followed. Still, the union says it's committed to following the formal steps that now a trade dispute has been declared.
We are just waiting to hear from the Minister of Labor, Honorable Marin, to set up a date for us to meet along with the authority and the government officials to continue dialogue through that medium now. And as it regards to the dispute that have been lodged by the CEO of Carl Huchner, because of that, we have ceased our industrial action, given the opportunity as the law provides that during this period we cannot do any industrial action. So we give the opportunity for dialogue, and hopefully through dialoguing that we will be able to come up with a resolution rather than had to have a tribunal set up by the Labor Department.
Do you think that was warranted?
I believe due process was certainly did not followed, and we were not given that an opportunity to counter propose based on the 4% ex gratia payment that was presented to us. In fair due process, one would allow the other party to be able to come back to the table and make a counter proposal. That was not afforded to us.
We're continuing to follow developments in the KHMH labor dispute. And now the Ministry of Labor is officially in the loop. On Friday, we spoke with Minister Florencio Marin, who confirmed that he's received a letter from hospital management requesting intervention. So what happens next? According to the minister, the first step is to keep the conversation going between both sides. If that doesn't work, they'll move into mediation. And if all else fails, the matter could end up before a labor tribunal.
We have the same options. Again, I will need to sit with the ministry team on this. Again, perhaps we can tell them continue the dialogue. That's the first option, continue dialoguing, and hopefully they can come to a solution. If not, then myself as the minister, with the backup of the ministry, we conduct the mediation. And again, if that does not work, well then from there again, we go to a tribunal.
How closely are you guys observing the actions that the staff at the KHMH have been taking most recent as sick out in this whole dispute?
We're monitoring it and all that, but I don't want to comment because then remember, we may be in the mediation, so I don't want to prejudice that at this point in time. But yes, we are monitoring both sides on it, no?
But how do you look at the notice, I think, or maybe advice from the Labor Department that there were processes to be followed, and now you have the accusation from the management of the KHMH saying that they violated the law because they did initiate industrial action?
Again, that is something that when we formally get involved in it, when we look at it, then I will be able to comment on that right now. No, I don't want to just start be prejudiced to give an opinion on it right now. We'll be responding soon.
It's a clear sign that the situation is being taken seriously and that the road to resolution may still have a few more turns. After the break, dancing down memory lane with the legendary sounds of Mr. Peters and the Boom and Chime Band. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
My name is Leomar Langzert and I'm a teacher and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer with these online that Belize Bank offered is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
Are you ready for KTV The Remix Season 7? The stage is set, the lights are on, and the voices are coming back stronger than ever. KTV The Remix Season 7 returns on July 1st, and it's going to be bigger, bolder, and more electrifying. New voices, new talent, fame, iconic showdown. Who will rise? Who will remix? Who will rule the stage? Tuesday, July 1st, the comeback begins. KTV, The Remix Season 7, where talent takes the mic.
Make light work lighter and quicker with switch technology from Axi Power Tools. Axi Switch technology breaks the bondage of power cords and grants you the luxury of freedom and precision. Switch one battery across all your Axi line power tools effortlessly, allowing for quick and efficient work. Cut the cords. Choose efficiency with Axi Switch technology. Only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Veracidad, imparcialidad.
Este es el término utilizado.
Hemos estado haciendo el trabajo como organización.
Y tus noticias en español.
Están en aguas beliceñas, entonces esta bandera se queda aquí.
Sintoniza Canal 5 cada viernes a las 7 de la noche.
Tenemos que resolver los grandes problemas de este país.
Su voz importa, su acción cuenta.
Transfusión sanguínea, elementos que indican un deterioro evidente del estado de salud.
Somos Noticiero 5 semanal.
Perdió la vida en un heroico intento de proteger a su hermano. El Tribunal de Magistrados de la ciudad de Belice se paralizó. La policía está investigando 2 asesinatos separados.
Tu fuente de información.
You pay the bill?
Ma, I got the wallet.
So you could pay the bill now?
Yeah, I can show you.
Ah.
See? Easy.
Life is full of precious moments we're cherishing, moments that shape our present and lay the foundation for our future. But amidst life's beautiful tapestry, there are uncertainties we must confront. How do we secure today while protecting tomorrow? Introducing RF&G Life Insurance, your partner in safeguarding what matters most. With a RF&G Life Insurance plan, you can ensure financial security for your loved ones, providing them with a safety net for the future. From identifying and recommending plans suitable for your unique needs to expert advice every step of the way, RF&G Life Insurance is committed to protecting your family's legacy. Choose RF&G Life Insurance for peace of mind you can rely on. RF&G Life Insurance, securing today, protecting tomorrow. Your life, your legacy.
It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. We're turning up the rhythm and diving deep into Belizean culture for another edition of Culture Tuesday. Tonight, we're celebrating the legendary sounds of Mr. Peters and the Boom and Chine Band, a group that's been keeping the spirit of Brockdown music alive for generations. From the infectious beat of the grater to the soulful swing of the accordion, this band didn't just play music, they told stories, preserved tradition, and brought communities together. So get ready to tap your feet and feel the rhythm, because we're taking you behind the scenes once again with the man himself, the late Mr. Peters, and the band that keeps Belize's musical heartbeat strong.
Peters, why did you decide to form a boom and chime band?
Well, you see, most of the people that love boom and chime, what's the old folks say? They love boom and chime, and it's age-based things, that I try to bring back.
Where did the name come from?
It come from there. See the boom over there? The big drum, the bass drum? Where he boom on one side and chime on the other side. So they call it boom and chime.
So the band got its name from one instrument?
One instrument, that's right.
What about the lyrics of the songs that you sing, like Shall I Baby, Salaman Gay? Where do you get the lyrics from?
Just out my head. I try to sit down and I try to bring them, and I sing them myself, play them myself, sing them myself, and make them myself.
Does it have anything to do with long ago when they had to set up mahogany camp and logging camp in Belize?
Well, those are songs for that. That's song for them. That's culture. The one thing that Belize make. Not other people, what I don't like, other people, I like my own.
So what name do you give to this type of music?
Culture music. Yeah, culture. That's all I could give.
So
Belize
what is it?
Down.
Well, I was just about to ask, what is the Belizean Brockdong, since you call this one cultured music?
Yeah, Belizean Brockdong is like, Salamanja.
Yeah! Salud! Yeah! Salamanja. And I me, Salaman Brown, married to Radigan, then I wrote kutung.
That's a very unusual instrument you play. What is it called?
This is a horse jawbone, Jackie.
Where do you get an instrument like that from?
Well, I bought it from a guy from Flowers Bank, right? Yeah, he sold me it.
So where do you think he gets something like that from?
Well, after the horse is dead in the pasture, they rotten and they go out and pick up the jawbone, right? So they put it up to dry, and when it's dry, it's good for play.
Where did you learn to play an instrument like that?
Well, man, I just see the instruments and I like it, right? And I picked it up and started to practice on it, and I find it became very perfect, so I love it very much. You see, Jackie, you hold it like this, right? You hit it with your hand like that.
Okay,
and
wait.
Then you scratch it. You see?
So you could hit it with your hand like that?
Oh, yes.
And then...
Scratch it.
your head scratch.
See, that's the way you scratch it. Yeah? Then you have a little static that you put it and you play it in here. You see? That's give you the pep.
Hold the mic and make it try. So you knock it.
Right.
You scratch it.
That's right. And you rattle it. Yeah.
Where is the origin of this Belizean Brockdom music?
Well, I see from old mahogany days. To my dad used to get to when he make this first log, when it calls no chocolate and it calls and so on. You call it first log, well, in a weekend everybody would play this. Maybe you have a jawbone and a kajan, a drum and like that. So I had big dance after that, not big like we know. But just didn't have that.
So you're saying in times gone by, the band was a lot smaller than the size you have now?
Very smaller.
How easy was it for you to recruit members for your band?
It's very hard sometimes to find maybe a good guitar man. Some of the boys there to keep it up. Because some get to love disco so much, But I don't love disco so much. I love my own thing, my Belizean products, right? On my left here, this is Samuel Marvitt playing the banjo. That's the man that the band named after, Ruben Flores, Boom and Chime. Boom. Then we had my son, Wilfred Peters Jr., playing the tuba. He don't want to learn to play the accordion and been trying. But he said he loved the tuba. Then we have everybody was very great, Brother David, Belize Aruba boy. Yeah. Then we have the old Egbert veteran, playing the jabona for us. See?
When we return, Belize makes waves in ocean protection, but is it enough?
Here's how to access your contribution history on the My Social Security portal. First, go to your browser and type ssbportal.org.bz. Enter your email and password, then click Log In. Once logged in, you'll see your full portal account on the screen. On the left-hand side, you'll notice a drop-down menu for added features. Click on History. Choose Contributions. Read the disclaimer, then click Continue. You'll now see a full window displaying your contribution history. In the table, each row represents a different year. For example, let's look at the year 2024. Click on the row and a detailed breakdown will appear. This breakdown includes your employer's name, your earnings for each month and week, contribution type, the amounts paid, and that's how you can explore the new contribution feature on the My Social Security portal. It's quick, easy, and keeps your Social Security information right at your fingertips. Create your account today.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
This is where blue innovation meets green ambition and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Carib in San Pedro. This is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025. Bridging markets, building resilience. September 3rd to 5th, Sunset Carib, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
Are you ready for KTV The Remix Season 7? The stage is set, the lights are on, and the voices are coming back stronger than ever. KTV The Remix Season 7 returns on July 1st, and it's going to be bigger, bolder, and more electrifying. New voices, new talent, fame, iconic showdown. Who will rise? Who will remix? Who will rule the stage? Tuesday, July 1st, the comeback begins. KTV The Remix Season 7, where talent takes the mic.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Corozal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
Measles is a virus that is highly infectious and spreads through the air when an infected person coughs or sneezes. It often starts with a fever, cough, runny nose, and red, watery eyes, followed by a rash that spreads all over the body. Measles can cause serious complications. But here's the good news. Measles is preventable. The safest and most effective way to protect your child is through vaccination. The MMR vaccine is safe and available at your nearest health centers and clinics. Let's keep our families and communities safe. Get vaccinated. Stay protected. Brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness in partnership with PAHO and UNICEF.
There's a ripple of excitement in the conservation world, and Belize is right at the center of it. We are making serious strides toward protecting our planet's oceans. Back in 2019, the country joined a bold global mission to safeguard 30% of the world's marine spaces by 2030. Well, fast forward to today, and Belize is not just on track, we're ahead of the schedule. But while the numbers look promising, there's a bigger question bubbling beneath the surface. How protected are these waters really? That's where the Belize Fund for a Sustainable Future comes in. Since 2022, this private conversation trust has been quietly empowering local stakeholders by funding everything from scientific research to sustainable fishing practices to ensure these marine areas are more than just lines on a map. News 5's Brittany Gordon took a deep dive into the story, visiting some of the protected zones supported by the Belize Fund to find out what it really takes to keep Belize's blue spaces thriving. Here's what she discovered.
Imagine diving into Belize's crystal clear waters, expecting a vibrant underwater world, only to find silence, emptiness, and lifeless coral. It's a haunting image, one that raises a serious question. Are Belize's protected marine areas truly being protected? While the country has made impressive strides toward the United Nations goal of safeguarding 30% of ocean space, hitting the target is just one part of the journey. The real challenge? Making sure those areas are sustainably managed and thriving for generations to come. That's where the Belize Fund for a Sustainable Future comes in. Since its launch, BFSF has been channeling resources from the Blue Bond to support conservation efforts across the country. Executive Director Dr. Leandra Cho Ricketts explains how this initiative is helping turn policy into real, lasting protection beneath the waves.
That's a big focus of the fund, trying to make sure we find the right partners to connect with, to support initiatives and projects that can create meaningful and impactful changes and lasting changes on the ground. So all our grantees, they're selected through calls, and those calls look at particular areas of priorities. And today, the areas we're looking at are directly relating to protection for biodiversity and focus on marine protected area management.
Climate change has taken a serious toll on our oceans, and Belize's coral reefs are no exception. Many have been slowly dying, struggling to survive rising temperatures and shifting weather patterns. But there's hope beneath the surface. Thanks to support from the Belize Fund, the local nonprofit called Fragments of Hope is leading the charge to restore what's been lost. From replanting corals to studying the effects of bleaching in places like Gladden Spit and Silk Key, they're working hard to bring our reefs back to life, one fragment at a time.
Laughing Bird Key was one of the best sites ever when I started to work because it had been hit tremendously by a storm and we had lost about 90-something% of coral coverage around here. And that at that point when I started, the coverage was building up back, meaning we were out doing a lot of work here, a lot of outplanting. Everything was thriving and looking great. Once again, the climate change and everything has been changing. We have had devastating loss. Especially last year, we have lost tremendous amount of corals around Laughing Bird Key.
In a country like Belize, where tourism is a major economic driver, a rich and diverse marine ecosystem isn't just beautiful, it's essential. But with climate change shifting the balance underwater, What's happening to the species that draw visitors from around the world? That's exactly what Mar Alliance is working to uncover. With support from the Belize Fund, they're tracking how marine life is responding to these changes, helping tour operators better understand and predict where key species might be found. Program Coordinator Kira Foreman shares how this research is shaping the future of marine tourism.
We're looking at what we call megafauna. Megafauna, so everyone knows, is those big, iconic species like your sharks, your turtles, your rays. One of the things that southern Belize is known for is whale sharks. And within recent years, we're just not seeing those numbers. As a matter of fact, we're not seeing any at all. I think this year somebody saw one whale shark, which is almost nothing. So our Belize Fund project, through that project, we're trying to figure out what's going on with our whale shark. Where have they gone? Will they come back? And what's going on with the other species of sharks, rays, turtles, the rest of the megafauna within the area.
A new high-tech surveillance camera has been installed at Laughing Bird Key National Park, named after the laughing gulls that live there. The cameras can rotate 360 degrees and see up to 9 miles, day or night. It became a key tool for the Forest Department and Southern Environmental Association, helping them monitor this fully protected no-take zone more effectively.
Even before the cameras went up, at our first Fisher Forum, we had made them aware that we would be putting up the cameras. And then once they were put up, we made them aware again. So every opportunity we have, we let them know about the cameras, that the cameras are there. What we have shared with them for fishers is that I think it also gives them a sense of security, that if something goes wrong, that they feel that someone is watching it. So yes, it could be a contributing factor as to why we haven't had any incursions in the areas from our local people.
The Belize Fund splits its financing into two main streams, one for government projects and another for non-government organizations. Program Manager Josue Oliva says the goal is to make funding simple and accessible. They've also launched community grants to help grassroots and emerging groups get the support they need to make a difference.
It is a competitive process. As much as we would want to fund everyone, you know that, as Dr. Ricketts mentioned, there is just a sinking funds. So it has to be competitive. And how do we do competitive? We ensure that the projects that we get are aligned to at least one of our 4 thematic areas, right? Protection for biodiversity, sustainable fisheries, climate resilience, or blue business innovation.
Although the work of the Belize Fund is vital, it is not around forever. That is why the Trust is doing its best to prove how well-managed financing can protect biodiversity, support livelihoods, and strengthen national resilience in the face of climate change.
The Blue Bonds money is not infinite. It is a fixed amount, so we have sinking funds, which means the money comes in, we spend it, once it's done, it's gone. We have a total of 80 million US coming in until 2041. We're 3 years into that period, all right? So it was a 20-year period. We've gone for 3 years now doing operations, and we've invested roughly 25 to 26 million Belize already of that 80 million US.
Being a conservationist isn't easy. It takes grit, passion, and a whole lot of patience. But when organizations are given the right tools and support, something powerful happens, and they push through the challenges and keep fighting for what they believe in.
I have a very committed team, a very dynamic and committed team, and for the last couple of years I have found my team to be very committed. Whatever challenges, I like to say we don't have challenges, we just have situations that we deal with. Because when you put the word challenge, it seems like something so difficult to overcome. I think each area, whether it's financing, sustainable financing, and each one of them comes with their own level of challenges.
As Belize steps up its efforts to protect our precious marine resources, there's one organization making sure every dollar counts, the Belize Fund. While stakeholders are out in the field doing hard work, the fund is behind the scenes, ensuring that every investment goes towards projects that will leave a real, lasting impact. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Belize is taking center stage this week in a powerful regional push to celebrate and protect one of the world's most iconic civilizations, the Maya. Alongside Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, and southern Mexico, Belize is part of the Mundo Maya Tourism Initiative, a bold collaboration that's about more than just travel. It's about preserving culture, empowering communities, and promoting sustainable tourism across borders. The initiative is spotlighting everything from ancient temples to vibrant traditions, rich gastronomy, and the deep spiritual ties to nature and time that define the Maya world. And right now, Belize is leading the charge by hosting key talks to shape the future of this ambitious project. As CEO of the Ministry of Tourism, Nicole Usher Solano puts it, this is about creating a unified experience for visitors while tackling shared challenges and building a stronger, more connected region.
When you think the Maya world, you think about the vast, beautiful temples that can be found in all of our countries. But beyond that, each of our countries have so much to offer for tourism and for visitors. So to be able to share that for those persons who are looking for the Maya experience is what this is all about, to create a tourism offering for all of our guests as one region. So we look forward to that. We of course look at the vibrant traditions. We talked about gastronomy, the deep spiritual connections of nature and time. These are all what our guests are looking for. And today will give us the opportunity to really highlight that, focus on that, and see how we can do better in order to ensure that our visitors coming from all around the world can experience our countries as one region. So over the next few days, we'll be talking about several topics. The current global context is important when we're looking at what is happening in the world and the challenges that we face. All of our destinations are facing similar challenges. How do we work together in order to address those? The economic and geopolitical uncertainties, the vulnerabilities that we experience to external shocks, these are all realities. They're global realities, but all regions in the world are coming together to try to attract and present themselves. So we must also do the same.
Belize is making history in the world of tourism, and it's not just on the national stage, but across the entire region. Right now, the country holds not one, not two, but three major tourism leadership roles, giving Belize a powerful voice in shaping the future of travel in Central America and beyond. At the heart of it all is the Mundo Maya Initiative, a regional effort to promote the rich cultural heritage of the ancient Maya civilization. And as Efrain Perez, president of the Belize Tourism Industry Association, explains, Belize's leadership extends even further, holding presidencies in both the private and public tourism sectors across Central America and the Dominican Republic.
Our participation here as private sector or as BTIA certainly allows us to be able to be part of the conversation on a regional level, for us to be able to share experiences based on our private sector interests. And so I think that is a really good step for us. More so also because the BTIA also holds the pro tempore presidency for the Chamber of Tourism of Central America and the Dominican Republic. And so we come in representation not only nationally but also regionally. For us to be able to have that conversation and really see how best we will be able to further develop the Mundo Maya brand, and also see how to incorporate the Central American brand within the same, both organizations at the same time. This is a very historic moment for tourism in Belize, and I say that simply because of the two presidencies that we have. In fact, we have three presidencies in Belize right now. We have the pro tempore presidency for Fericator, which is the private sector arm of the tourism industry, and that looks at both Central America and also the Dominican Republic. We also have the presidency of CATA, which is held by the Ministry of Tourism, and that looks at more of the legislative side of and promotion side of the tourism within the Central American region. And Belize also has currently the presidency for Mundo Maya. And so all of these combined allows us to be able to have a stronger voice as a country. And for our private sector, this means that they would be able to take advantage of much more opportunities that will arise from both organizations, both Mundo Maya and also the Central American brand.
It's a proud moment for Belize, and one that opens the door to even greater opportunities for the country's tourism industry. Up next, KTV The Remix is back and better.
is evolving, and BEL is leading the way with smarter connections across Belize. Meet AMI, Advanced Metering Infrastructure. It's not just a meter, it's a smarter way to manage power. Smart meters record your energy use in real time and securely send the data to BEL. Key customer benefits include real-time insights into energy usage, improved home energy planning, integration of solar, battery, and EV technologies, and innovative customer service solutions. Get ready! AMI is coming soon to municipalities across Belize, including the Keys, to give you more control and reliability. BEL, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
Are you ready for KTV The Remix Season 7? The stage is set, the lights are on, and the voices are coming back stronger than ever. KTV The Remix Season 7 returns on July 1st, and it's going to be bigger, bolder, and more electrifying. New voices, new talent, same iconic showdown. Who will rise? Who will remix? Who will rule the stage? Tuesday, July 1st. The comeback begins! KTV, The Remix Season 7, where talent takes the mic.
our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Corozal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
Belize has a new queen, and she's ready to shine on the world stage. This past Saturday, the country watched with pride as Isabella Zabane was crowned Miss Universe Belize 2025, earning the honor of representing us at the Miss Universe pageant in Thailand later this year. She takes the crown from Halima Hoy, Miss Universe Belize 2024, and steps into the spotlight after a dazzling competition that featured 5 incredible young women. But it was Isabella's poise, passion, and presence that won the judges over. And now she carries the hopes of a nation. And just this morning, she joined us on Open Your Eyes to share her journey, her dreams, and what this moment means to her.
I said this yesterday. I knew the work I had put in was worthy of a top 3 placement, or at least that's what I think. I gave my all and I left my heart on that stage, and I would have been satisfied knowing that I put my best foot forward, whatever the outcome was. But to be able to be holding hands with Monisha, who I'd had conversation with prior to this whole process, even beginning before applications. So to be able to be in top 2 with her was really special. But the surreal feeling of it, I was just shocked. Yeah. I couldn't process it. As much as I wanted the crown and was hungry for the crown, there's always a part of you that thinks, my goodness, I might not walk away with the crown, which I would have been okay with, that's very big for me to admit, because wanting this so much, you never want to say, I'll be okay if I don't win. But to be able to do that with her and be there with her, she gave me the biggest hug, and it was so sweet, and I'm honored that it was her and I holding hands, truly.
With grace, intelligence, and purpose, Isabella Zabane steps into her new role. All eyes turn to what's ahead on the international stage. We're diving into the heart of Belizean entertainment with a behind-the-scenes look at one of the country's most electrifying talent competitions, KTV The Remix. Vianney Reyes, the producer behind the show, along with assistant producer Monali Aspinall, shared the magic, the hustle, and everything that it takes to bring the stage to life each week.
How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? I got my pride, I'm standing firm, stronger.
I think for the past couple of years that I've been seeing KTV, and also now being behind the scenes of KTV, we've all wanted to see a difference when it comes to judges having their say, but also our voters would have their way. Something that I think elevates the show for this year would definitely be a safeguard that we're having. We have one guest judge that will be coming in every week for KTV The Remix Season 7. And that guest judge will have the say of pointing out their green card, saying that this person is either safe or will be offered an additional X amount of points to move forward in the show. That is something that we do believe our singers definitely need, because there are times when really good singers would actually go home because of voting. It has become a popularity thing, and we're trying to eliminate popularity, and we want people to actually see what talent really is.
We had some return auditioners that have had part in KTV before, or maybe they've been auditioning for a while and hasn't quite gotten in yet. I think a lot of our viewers are going to be excited about who we're having. If you don't like it, bite it, it's back. She brought all her energy, all her excitement, and she's always such a pleasure to listen to and be in her space. But the talent this year was definitely a tough one. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to make themselves shine in the spotlight amongst all the other talent that's coming in as well.
KTV The Remix continues to light up Tuesday nights with unforgettable performances and raw talent. Big thanks to Vianney Reyes and Monali for giving us an inside look at what makes the show such a hit. Catch all the action every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. live from the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts And trust me, you won't want to miss a single note. Who says $3 can change your life? Well, for one lucky Belizean, that small investment just turned into a $25,000 summer surprise. It all started with a scratch ticket purchased right here in Belize City. And just like that, a simple moment of chance became a life-changing win. The lucky player is now walking into summer with a whole lot more sunshine and a whole lot more cash.
How many scratch and win tickets did you buy before winning this one?
Very well, at least about 100.
About 100. And the day that you purchased this ticket, like how many tickets did you buy?
7.
7 tickets. And where did you buy it? Here in Belize City? Where?
In Belize City.
How often do you usually play scratch and win games?
Nearly every day.
What do you plan on doing with your $25,000?
Well, I'm planning to saving some of it first.
Do you have any plans for the prize money?
Not really. I've got no plans yet.
Do you plan to continue buying more scratch tickets? Maybe the next time it's going to be more money?
Yes, I will.
It's a reminder that sometimes fortune really does favor the bold, or at least the lucky. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.